You know, I love to talk about self awareness, emotions, and just looking at yourself and asking yourself why you do what you do. And this conversation I'm going to have today is mostly for the guys. And I know you know a guy like this. And when you think about him after the video, send him this video. So I have a couple of girlfriends and we have mutual guy friends, and we were talking about how great they are, how we love that they're so funny, they have great jobs, and they had expressed their need for wanting to have, you know, a long-term partner in their lives. They want to have long-term girlfriends, they want to have wives, and it's just not happening for them. And a lot of them are frustrated. So me and a few girlfriends sat down and talked about it and said, where exactly is the problem in relation to our friends? Now, you may have friends that are like this as well. Let me know if this is true. But these are the common things that we saw amongst these 5 guys that we have. They're friends. They're our friends. We love them. They're smart. They have good jobs. They make good money. They have invested in property. They are well cultured. They love to read. They go to concerts. These are guys that are just simply dope. Okay, these are guys that are great. Here are the things that we notice that keep them from finding these long-term girlfriends. Number 1, they're not very good closers. They're not very good at asking girls out on dates. And then when they ask the girls out on dates, they're not very good at saying what they want. Because I think, number 1, they have a very loose idea of exactly what they're looking for. Now, I'm gonna go in and out of the different points because they all tie in together, but stick with me here. So number 1, they have a hard time with asking girls to do something. And I know that traditionally people think that when you ask a woman out, you say, can I get your number? Can we go out for dinner? And I think one way that is good to reframe this question so that you don't fear being rejected, which is what's keeping you from asking women out in the first place. If you are having dinner with a woman, everything's going great, it's fun, you know, she's laughing and touching you on the shoulder when she laughs, you know, you guys are showing each other memes on your phone, you're talking about the latest Instagram accounts that you're following, and oh my god, this musical act is coming to town. Here's what you can say, right? Right in this moment when things are going well, you can say, let's go out for dinner sometime. Let's go check out that concert together. Let's go do this together. If saying, can I get your number is scary for you, why don't you try saying, let's go get some dinner sometime? That sounds much better for the woman, and I think it's easier for you two to say as well, right? What do you think? Let me know, does that resonate with you better? Let's go catch a movie sometime. Yeah, let's go do that. Number 2, once you go on the date and everything's going well, sometimes the fact that you're on the date makes you even more nervous. It's kind of like you feel like now we're officially on the date. Now I have to ask her out again, or now I have to make it official that she's my girlfriend, and then you go into this panic and then nothing happens and then you run. Why is this happening? Is this happening because of a bad experience that you had? You are afraid of being rejected. You are afraid of failure, fear of failure. Ask yourself these questions. Why do you run when it's time to ask her on another date or ask her for something else you can do? And I know you're saying, oh, women these days, you know, they're so hard to ask out, blah, 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 so you just don't do it. You go into passive mode, and being in passive mode has not helped you at all. So for example, let's go out for dinner. You go out for the dinner, everything's going great, you're laughing. Maybe you feel the pressure that now it's officially a date, right? Maybe it's better if the first time that you go somewhere, you don't do something that's so one-on-one, right? You go and you do something with lots of other people where you're not feeling the pressure that this is an actual date, right? Maybe that's helpful for you. But also ask yourself, why is there so much pressure for you when it feels like a date? If you can't handle the pressure of a date, how are you going to handle a long-term relationship? So, you've asked her out, let's go for a date. You've gone on the date. Maybe it's more social than just a one-on-one because the one-on-one scares you. The third thing that we notice with all of these guys is they just don't believe that they are good partners. Like, they're funny, they earn good money, they're nice looking, right? But they just don't believe that they make good partners. And if they don't believe they make good partners, why should somebody else believe that you are going to be a good partner? It just doesn't make sense. And actually, a lot of these guys have friends that are also nice looking, that are a little more on the arrogant side. The guys that shoot their shots, that are now married, like the one guy in your group that you thought would never marry, he's now married, he's bagged a girl, he's gone on, and you know that you are much nicer to women than he is. You know that you probably treat women better than he treats them, but you are still waiting around. And sometimes it has to do with the fact that you actually don't believe that you are a good catch. You don't believe you're a good catch. You don't believe that you would make a good husband, a good long-term partner. You subconsciously, intrinsically do not believe that you can do this. And so you keep sabotaging because you're like, oh, okay, I can do this. And then the minute that you're even close to getting it, you sabotage it because you don't believe that you make a good partner. And I would like to say, like, ask your girlfriends. Ask 5 of your very good girlfriends why they think you would make a good partner. Because first of all, you're not believing it yourself. Ask your women friends, like, why they think that you would make a good partner. And then when you hear it from them, believe them. And I know you're going to be thinking, why should I ask them? They already have partners. Because they may be into something that is not you, and that's okay. Just like you are not into them particularly. And this is actually another important thing. So a lot of our guy friends that are looking for long-term girlfriends that don't have them, a lot of us agreed that the women that they're into are not women that they should be into. And this was really funny. Let me explain. A lot of the guys were really into these, a lot of the guys were into women that are, it just felt like maybe you have not found a long-term girlfriend or a wife because you're only looking at a particular kind of woman. And I know that you think that you have a particular taste, there's only a certain kind of woman that turns you on, and you have never ever considered that she might look a little bit more different than you think, and that she might sound a little bit different than you think you want. You've just never explored this. You've never explored it even just with dating, right? You've never gone out of your dating comfort zone. Now, I'm not saying go and find somebody crazy. I mean, some of you like crazy, and maybe you should try calm. And maybe some of you have really, really liked calm for a long time and hasn't worked out. Maybe somebody that's a little more spicy is what would work for you. Now, you're not going to know if you don't find out. And there's nothing wrong with you going on a few dates with somebody to go see, like, oh, this is what this could be like. This is what I found surprising about it, right? It's very popular right now to say, hey, make a list of what you think you want in a partner. And I am for this. I think you should sit down and write down what you want in a partner. And don't make it physical. Don't be like, I want him to be tall. I want him to have like a 6-pack. And I want her to have this long blonde hair. Like, okay, that's just the outside. How about you put down like your values, right? I want her to love family. I want her to make time for my family and her family. I want her to be adventurous. I want her to love the outdoors. Or if she doesn't love the outdoors, I just want her to have her own thing that she's into. I want to be able to talk to her about books. I want to be able to send her a meme and she knows what it means without me having to explain it to her. I want us to be able to have discussions about books and about politics. We don't have to be on the same page, but we can at least have an intelligent conversation about it. So write down what you want in a partner and then be open to what they could look like. But the most important thing that I wanted to say in this video is be aware of when you freeze up and when you turn passive when you're pursuing. In a relationship, when you turn passive, when do things get difficult for you? Is it in the initial stages of asking her out? Is it when you're in the relationship and things are going good and you're just looking for a way to subconsciously sabotage it because you don't believe that you should be or can be or will be in a relationship? Find out, ask yourself the questions. Where in this dating thing am I getting things wrong? Write down what you want in a partner, be open to what they could potentially look like, and surprise yourself. So, for all of my guy friends that needed this video, don't at me, okay? I hope that this information was a little bit helpful. Be more self-aware as to where in the dating game things seem to fall apart for you, and ask yourself why. Work on those parts. If it's the communication, if it's you being scared of actually saying a few things, if it's a mindset shift that you change, maybe it's therapy that you need. Get the help, but don't walk around thinking that it's just the other people that have a problem. There are some things that you're going to have to look at as well. This has been Tombo with Tea Time with Tombo. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe to the podcast and subscribe to this channel for more content. Okie dokie.